Beneath a 2-mile thick sheet of ice lies a treasure trove that has the world's superpowers scrambling. This isn't a pirate fantasy. This is Greenland, long dismissed as a frozen wasteland. But as the ice melts, it's revealing rare earth elements, vital for everything from smartphones to fighter jets. Greenland holds some of the largest untapped deposits of these minerals, making it a 21st century Fort Knox. With the world racing toward green energy and rising geopolitical tensions, these resources are more valuable than ever. China currently dominates the rare earth market, so Western powers see Greenland as their ticket to independence. Suddenly, this island of just 57,000 people is at the center of a global tug-of-war. The question, who will Greenland let in, and at what cost? When you think of bold land deals, you might picture a calculating statesman, someone orchestrating history from behind closed doors, or you might picture Donald Trump, a man who's never shied away from spectacle or controversy, and who's always believed that the art of the deal can reshape the world map. In 2025, Trump storms back into the Oval Office, and with him comes a revived obsession: buying Greenland. What once sounded like a punchline is now a headline, and this time, he's dead serious. The world watches, half in disbelief, as Trump makes Greenland a centerpiece of his foreign policy agenda. But this isn't just about real estate bravado. Trump's renewed push is rooted in a cold, strategic calculation, securing America's future by controlling the world's next great source of critical minerals. Beneath Greenland's ice lies a treasure trove of rare earths, essential for everything from smartphones to fighter jets. The Pentagon is sounding the alarm. America's dependence on China for rare earths is a national security risk, and Trump is determined to break that stranglehold. He sees Greenland as the key to unlocking a new era of American independence and industrial might. To get what he wants, Trump isn't just negotiating, he's turning up the heat. He threatens tariffs on Danish goods, warns of economic consequences, and makes it clear that any Chinese involvement in Greenland's resources is a red line. The message is unmistakable. America, not China, will shape the Arctic's future. Trump's vision goes beyond simply acquiring land. He's pushing for exclusive mining rights, offering massive government-backed loans to U.S. companies like Tanbreeze, and promising to fast-track American investment in Greenland's mineral sector. It's a full-court press to lock down the resources that will power tomorrow's economy. If buying the entire island proves impossible, Trump's fallback is to secure control over Greenland's most mineral-rich shelf, staking America's claim where it matters most. This aggressive, high-stakes approach has transformed the Arctic into a geopolitical chessboard, with Trump at the center, unpredictable, relentless, and determined to leave his mark on history. For Trump, it's about more than just minerals or territory. It's about legacy, power, and the ultimate expression of his America First doctrine, securing the nation's future no matter the cost. But as Trump pushes forward, Greenland's leaders stand firm. They're not just a bargaining chip in a superpower's game, and they're ready to fight for their own future. Greenland's icy response to Trump is nothing new. In fact, the idea of outsiders wanting a piece of this vast frozen land stretches back generations. Greenland, with its dramatic glaciers and remote settlements, has long been eyed by powerful nations as a strategic prize. Yet its people have always stood firm in defense of their home. The U.S. has tried to buy Greenland before, most notably in 1946, when President Truman offered Denmark $100 million in gold. It was a bold move, reflecting America's post-war ambitions and the growing importance of the Arctic during the early days of the Cold War. The offer made headlines around the world, but it was met with swift rejection. Denmark said no, but the U.S. military stayed, building the Thule Air Base, a Cold War outpost that remains today. The base became a symbol of Greenland's strategic value, and a reminder that even when Greenland isn't for sale, it's never far from the minds of global powers. This long history has made Greenlanders wary of being treated as a pawn in superpower games. Generations have grown up hearing stories of foreign interest and interference, fueling a strong sense of national identity and a desire for self-determination. So when Trump floated his offer in 2019, Greenland's leaders responded with clarity and pride. Greenland is not for sale, but open for trade. Their message was clear. They welcome engagement, but on their own terms, The people were even more blunt, feeling insulted by the idea their homeland could be bought. For many Greenlanders, the notion was not just unrealistic but deeply offensive, a reminder of a colonial past they are determined to move beyond. Fast forward to today, and the sentiment has only hardened. Greenlanders, young and old, are more united than ever in their resolve to protect their land and culture from outside control. Prime Minister Jens Frederik Nielsen repeats the message for the world to hear: open for business, not for sale. It's a statement that echoes through Greenlandic society, from the halls of government to the streets of Nuuk. Repeated U.S. attempts to buy or dominate the island have backfired, fueling deep skepticism. Each new proposal only strengthens Greenland's determination to chart its own course, free from foreign ownership. Greenlanders want partnership, not ownership. They seek respect, collaboration, and the freedom to decide their own future, on their own terms. That's the backdrop for today's drama. A proud nation, shaped by a history of rejection, standing firm as the world's eyes turn once again to the Arctic. Why the cold shoulder? It's about more than pride. Greenland's ultimate goal is full independence from Denmark, and mineral wealth is their ticket. But swapping Danish rule for American control isn't real freedom. Greenland's leaders fear trading one dependency for another, especially with Trump's transactional approach. They want partners who'll help build a nation, not just extract resources. Environmental concerns run deep. Fishing is the main industry, and past mining left scars. Greenland's government insists on a slow, sustainable path, clashing with America's rush for minerals. While the U.S. made loud demands, Canada took a different route. Canadian companies quietly built trust, focusing on collaboration and respecting local concerns. The White Mountain Mine, run by Lumina Sustainable Materials, is a model of this approach. Canadians worked closely with Greenland's government and communities, emphasizing sustainability. Their experience in Arctic mining and working with indigenous populations made them a natural fit. Greenland chose the partner who knocked politely, not the one trying to buy the house. For a nation seeking independence, respect and partnership mattered most. The Canadian approach won the day. Greenland's mineral riches come with brutal challenges. The Arctic climate is unforgiving. Machinery freezes, winds howl, and sea ice blocks shipping for much of the year. Infrastructure is almost non-existent. No roads between towns, just boats and planes. Mining here means building everything from scratch: ports, roads, power plants, in one of the world's harshest environments. The population is tiny, so skilled workers must be brought in from abroad, adding cost and complexity. Social tensions rise as small communities adapt to foreign workers. Many mining dreams have been crushed by these realities. No modern mine in Greenland has yet turned a profit. It's a high-risk, high-reward game, and so far, the risks are winning. Greenland's mining ambitions are haunted by past mistakes. Old mines like Black Angel left toxic pollution, contaminating fjords and threatening fishing, the island's lifeblood. These scars fuel deep skepticism toward new projects. In response, Greenland's government banned uranium mining, shutting down a massive rare earth project to protect the environment. The fallout? Lawsuits from foreign companies demanding compensation worth more than Greenland's annual GDP. The stakes are high: economic opportunity versus environmental survival. Greenland is determined not to repeat the mistakes of the past. Imagine the White House when Greenland chose Canada and Europe over the U.S. for Trump. It was a public rejection and a blow to his America First agenda. The administration had pushed hard, backing the Tanbreeze mine as America's answer to China. Greenland's slow walking of U.S. projects while greenlighting Canadian ones felt like a deliberate snub. The U.S. has long provided Greenland security, so Trump saw this as a one-sided, unfair deal. The fallout? Possible tariffs, economic pressure, and a shift from partnership to confrontation. Trump's fury has turned a mining dispute into a diplomatic crisis. Greenland is caught in the crossfire. Greenland's decision to align more closely with Canada has dramatically shifted the balance of power in the Arctic. Once seen as a remote outpost, Greenland is now at the center of a high-stakes geopolitical contest where every move is watched by the world's most powerful nations. This is more than just a diplomatic gesture. It's a bold assertion of Greenlandic sovereignty. By standing up to pressure from global superpowers, Greenland is sending a clear message. It will not be bullied or bought, and its future will be decided on its own terms. Canada, with its history of respectful Arctic partnerships, emerges as Greenland's trusted ally. Meanwhile, the United States, long accustomed to dominating the region, is left to reconsider its strategy and influence. The world is learning a powerful lesson. Even the mightiest nations can't always dictate terms, especially when smaller countries unite around principles of respect, self-determination, and environmental stewardship. For Canada, this partnership is more than a diplomatic win. It's a chance to demonstrate responsible Arctic engagement, foster economic growth, and set a new standard for international cooperation in the region. For Greenland, the stakes are even higher. The promise of foreign investment brings hope for greater independence, but also the challenge of protecting their fragile environment and unique culture from outside pressures. The eyes of the world are now fixed on this icy island, eager to see whether Greenland can truly chart its own course and become a model for other small nations facing similar crossroads. Greenland is walking a tightrope, balancing the lure of economic opportunity with the risks of exploitation, all while nurturing the dream of true independence for future generations. The choices Greenland makes now will shape its destiny. Their future depends on forging partnerships that build up their society, rather than strip it of its resources or identity. In this new era, the stakes for Greenland, and for the world, couldn't be higher.